Hi guys, welcome to Reality React channel. In this channel we watch reality TV shows to recap, review for the fun of it. And today I'll be recapping Uthando Nesthembu, the real novella, season 8, episode 15. And Mseleku is meeting up with MaYeni at her house, and they go through the house, and he's talking about showing us the house that's not fully done. And I think this is the part where MaYeni did tell him that you are marrying a fifth wife, yet there are things that are not done in my house. So they were trying to show us those type of things that were not done. And he says that MaYeni's house has been standing there like that or incomplete for like 4 years, and that's part of the reason why she was complaining. I feel like that makes sense, because why is her house not done while you're trying to recruit another mouth to feed into the home and someone else to also build the house or get them an accommodation of some sort, just because you want 20 kids, yet a house is sitting incomplete like that. And I know people will say that MaKhumalo has fixed her own house. Why can't she do the same? They don't have the same responsibilities. And also, MaYeni probably feel like it's not her own yard. So she feels like there's no need for her to be fixing stuff in Mseleku's house. So she wants she wants him to be the one that fixes his own house. And they are chatting about the event that he wants to invite MaYeni to. And she says that now he sees the reason why when she had her birthday after her operation, she wanted to have a prayer session with her family, and then he decided that she shouldn't do it. And then he's like, yeah, in his diary session, with MaYeni, when there are issues, when there's something, that she always bring up the past. Actually, he tells her that he can't even remember the things that she's saying that he said. And I'm like, maybe it's because you have so many wives, or maybe because you had a stroke. But I don't think stroke, I don't know if it does affect the brain or it doesn't. But at least he was in a controlled place. Like his second one, he was in hospital. They definitely attended to him immediately and did the things that needed to be done. So his brain still works properly, even if he's acting like he forgot. And then when she says that you forgot, yeah, and you always forget, she tells him to his face that you are always forgetful about the things that you have said. And then he is also complaining to her that for this incident he has to go to each and everyone's house. And he sounds like he's complaining. And I'm like, so who must feel sorry for him? Because it's his wives. And MaYeni tells us that when he was meeting these people, he was very happy. He was on cloud 9, so he must not act like this is not his responsibility, or if someone is putting him up to it or something like that. I don't understand that complaint. I mean, like, why are you complaining? It's your wives, it's your things, it's the things that you have chosen, and you're adding number 5 on top of it. So why is he complaining? And you notice how he's not telling, he didn't tell MaNgwabe that he is going to bring in number 5 into that event. And he's now telling MaYeni about it. And I'm just like, there are people that you tell things to, and then there are people that you do not tell things to, because you expect them to understand. MaKhumalo was expected to be understanding, and she didn't understand, and she was called names, and she was told that now we're being told that she is part of the people that are against number 5. And yet what she was saying is that she's against the approach that he's doing these things in. And so also when he leaves, he tells us that he's not sure whether MaYeni will come or not, because she didn't even confirm whether she will come or not, even to us, the viewers. And then the kids, all the 5 kids organized the meeting and yeah, they want to tell Mpilo and Abongwe that and Sneh is the one that's sharing the meeting. So she wants to tell them that their father was sick, and he was in hospital for a week. And I don't know why she thinks that it wasn't that bad, because having 2 strokes in whether it's in 1 day or 2 days or however it happened. It wasn't like in a year's time he had the second one. I don't think that can be taken lightly. She's like, oh no, it wasn't that bad. And Abongwe says that her aunt from her mother's side seems like to have been the one that told her, because she said umam, and then they tried to explain where she's from, and she's the one who told them, and then who told her. And she says that at that time she didn't tell her parents that she already knew. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, because unless if that aunt told her that they are trying to keep it a secret from you, because she said that when she will video call her parents, the parents would it will show that her dad is not well, but her mom will not say that he is not well, and no one will tell her. And she's not happy with the fact that someone from outside is the one that told her. And that's what this is what that meeting was for. After a whole month of a person being sick and now he's fully recovered, that's when you want to tell. They could have showed us something else. Maybe they could have said 2 days after or a week after he was discharged, that's when they held that meeting, because it doesn't make sense. This is just for the show. And also when it's done, he says that that meeting was useless. There was no need for it. And I'm like, and his reasoning is that the reason why there was no need for it is because the people already know. So the people that they were telling, they already knew that the person that their dad was sick. And also Abongwe tells them that they could have told, even if they didn't go into details, they could have said that their dad is not well, and so that she is at peace with it. And when she said that she heard it from someone else from outside the family, I was thinking, did she hear it from the news? Because if she heard it from her aunt, it's not that bad. And there was a reasoning, like the same way Mpilo is understanding that the reason why her mom decided not to tell her is because she knew that she will be distracted and she would want to go back to KZN even though she was studying. And I'm like, that makes more sense, you know? Like, I feel like their reasoning, for me, even when they said it the first time, I was like, that makes more sense, because the person is still alive. And they were in ICU for a week, or in hospital for a week, and it's not that bad, you know. It's understandable. I don't get it. So the last thing is MaNgwabe and MaKhumalo going out for dinner, and what the stuff that they were doing, they were still gossiping about MaYeni. And they don't mention her name. I don't get it. They keep saying a person who does this, a person. I'm like, just say that MaYeni. What is wrong with these grown women trying to shade her? And you know what? But you know, they answered my question, because I wanted to know, did MaYeni take care of Musa? She didn't. And also MaNgwabe, and when he was sick, he didn't go into MaNgwabe's house. He was recovering. And when he was discharged, he stayed at Macele's house. And I think even Makwela was even allowed to go and see her man, and as much as the other 2 wives were also allowed. And it seems like MaYeni was not visiting then. And then once he recovered, MaYeni came back to Mzumbe. I don't know if she was in Mzumbe or not, or she was not visiting and whatnot, but apparently she recovered, and now she's fighting for her days, or she's asking that can Musa come into her house. And also MaYeni at one point, according to MaKhumalo, was saying that Musa is making it up, or he's pretending to be sick. He's not that sick. And I'm like, I don't remember MaYeni saying that in this scenes that they have shot, that uyazenzisa uMusa, but she was saying that uyatefa, like as in he's acting like he's very weak. So those type of things. And I'm like, when she finds out that they were gossiping about her like this is why she doesn't like them. She doesn't like Musa's wives. And I feel like it makes sense, because I mean, they know they are on camera and this is being recorded. Why are they gossiping? They know one day she'll watch this. Why? like this catch-up session, and they're like, we are catching up because we are so tired, basic bulelo. And I'm like, okay. So as it goes, I'm like, oh, maybe they just want to catch up. Maybe MaKhumalo wants to find out, because from yesterday we saw that she will tell her that the event that Mseleku is organizing, he is organizing so that he can also introduce his wife in the function, and they are going to have a discussion about that. That makes sense. It affects them. But now, okay, maybe even the days thing really affects them, because now they have to give in their days, because MaNgwabe is saying that MaYeni is now fighting for her days. Yet when her husband was sick, she was not looking after him, and she had wished that MaYeni could have stayed at her. So it's like she's fine that MaYeni stayed at her home to recover, but at one point she is like, it's confusing. Stand on business. Say that you did not like the fact that you guys had to play a role of taking care of her husband while she was not at home. And stand on that, because now it sounds like, oh, you know what, she needed to recover, and then she was downplaying Mseleku's illness, and then MaKhumalo is also still feeling for Mseleku, and I get it. It's her husband that she dated while her brain had not fully developed and stuff like that. So maybe she has to feel for him in that sense, even when he is doing things that he's not supposed to be doing, even when he's talking about her in a manner that he was talking about MaNgwabe in the previous season. Now he's calling her names and all of that, and he's also calling MaYeni names, because at one point he said that there's nothing positive that comes out. When he finished that conversation with MaYeni, he said there's nothing positive about having a conversation with MaYeni. And I'm like, maybe he's also mad that when after this scene with MaKhumalo and MaNgwabe, I was like, maybe it makes sense that he's mad at MaYeni, and maybe this is why in his diary session all along he's been talking about her in a negative manner, portraying her as the woman that's not supportive of him because she didn't look after him while he got discharged from the hospital. So it makes sense, because it looks like MaNgwabe has been given some grace, because even and yesterday on episode 14, he did say that he wants to stop arguing with MaNgwabe and whatnot. And then MaNgwabe as well, she stayed in this marriage, right? And then she said that she was praying so hard that Mseleku does not die, because so that he can get his number 5, because he said that by whatever imiti, so that number 5 does not come. So she's praying that he gets well so that he can get his number 5. And she forgot to say when number 5 comes in, she's going to leave. And you know what? So when they're discussing that number 5 coming into the house, MaNgwabe says that as girlfriends, they were not allowed to be at in functions of the Mselekus, because they were still girlfriends, and it's disrespectful to Ugok flow and all of that. Also, MaKhumalo says the same thing, and I'm like, yo, they take these things very serious, eh? So anyway, we find out that they have gossiped, and they have given us the story, and they have said how the taking care of was being done, and I feel like it only made sense that the wives that, because I was wondering who took care of this guy, and also it makes sense how MaKhumalo found out that about Makwela being allowed to visit Mseleku in the hospital or even at Matsele's house, because you know, the fact that at one point he was staying in her house for quite some time, more than the normal days, because he was ill, makes more sense. And also, why is MaYeni fighting for days? Because maybe she has recovered and she found out, and also she stick to her word, because she said that at one point she said she won't do it because she doesn't want to, you know. They also told us that MaKhumalo, I almost forgot this, MaKhumalo paid the 100,000 and they had to reimburse them, and also I think Mseleku reimbursed his wives I might stand to be corrected on that, because I feel like I didn't understand the statement that they were trying to make. I hope MaKhumalo actually got paid, because it seems like what she was saying, it didn't matter to her who would pay. And they also confirmed that MaYeni complained initially. And now they don't even want to accept that she paid as well. And Matkele already told us, imagine if we only got their side of the story. They really do not like MaYeni. And maybe I understand why. Maybe because they have been friends before, and now it seems like they skin. Imagine if they can skinnering her like this in front of the whole of South Africa, what they do when she's not, when there are no cameras. Yo, how what guys know they need to, I don't know. I don't want to say they need to do better, but I wouldn't gossip about someone in front of the cameras. Like, no. And also the way they gossip, they don't say her name, they just give it to repeat it, umuntu, like, Haibo. What did the Yeni woman do to them? Like, but yeah, maybe she gave them a lot of work, and also they allowed number 3 to be the one that takes care while number 2 went home to recover. And I feel like the part that MaKhumalo does not recognize, and the fact that MaYeni made jokes about Mseleku's illness, it seems like it didn't sit well with her in a lot of times. Like, I don't know. But then in the next episode for next week, we see Mseleku having an event, and that Msebenzi wakhe and all his wives are there. So even MaYeni made it, And MaNgwabe also made it, even though she seemed like in her diary session, she did say that she was not planning to go to this event because there's nothing. So this is a Thanksgiving, and Mseleku can't thank her because he has been saying that she's a bad wife and all of that. So it's not number 5 that would make her not to go. It's the relationship that she has with Mseleku. That's the reason why she won't go. But she pitched in, and they are all looking beautiful in the next episode. And then towards the end, or in the middle of the episode, Mseleku introduces his wife, number 5, guys, in front of everyone, and they are all shocked. But then number 5 is already married. So these women, when they keep saying that she's not married, or whatever the case might be, because it's actually confusing even for me. And that's because Makwela, in the previous episode, she did say a lot of things that shows that they are not married. They are still girlfriends. Maybe now they've maybe they've written a letter or ask for a hand in marriage and stuff like that, and that makes her a wife according to Mseleku. And anyway, if he doesn't have the money to fix the house, maybe he doesn't have the money for Lobola as well. And there's a lot to unpack on this scene. When it ended, I was like, yo, Mseleku does whatever he wants. Like, it doesn't matter who says what. Even if maybe MaKhele approved this, because we didn't see her part where she was told that this event will be done, or maybe I forgot, but we didn't see her part where she disapproved or approved, but we know she approves of this wife, and she has been beating up the other women, saying that they need to accept her as well. Like, hi, Mara guys, if the right-hand person is not agreeing with why would you do it? That's why I'm thinking he wants to see all the 4 women that have stood by him all this time, that have made this show possible, that have made everything that he has possible. Or not everything, but they played a major role in his success anyway. But he wants to even see that MaKhumalo as well be hurting. Like, don't understand. He's against them. He's against seeing them happy. He's against them being united. Like, it's just, even that storyline of Makhele is saying that you guys are not grateful. Like, he made it up. Unless if they didn't show us the whole thing, that's the only reason why it would make sense that she said that they are ungrateful. But that's not what she said. He's just making it up because I don't understand. But yeah, let's see next week how everything will play itself out, and also the whole event. and all of that. And guys, thank you guys for watching this recap. See you guys in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and comment.